Hey everyone, so let's take a look at problem number one from the homework. For this graph, this is on the third page, uh, it's asking us what is the domain. Before we figure out the domain, whenever we see a graph, what we should do is add arrows to the ends of the graph if it appears that it's going to go on forever. So these arrows importantly point vertically up toward infinity for the range and to the right towards infinity for the domain. This arrow on the left points up towards the range of infinity and left towards a domain of negative infinity. So let's just put that in. So that'll help us write the domain and range if we need to. So the domain, because the graph is going all the way to the left as far as possible, that's toward negative infinity, and because it points all the way toward the right, that's toward positive infinity. So these values right here. Okay. Now the range, we need the smallest y value and the largest y value. And again, the smallest y value is here, which is approximately negative 4. So if we write the coordinates for this point, it's 2 comma negative 4. The range is the y value, so we'll use negative 4, and it goes all the way up to infinity right here. It goes forever, vertically. So there's your range from negative 4 to infinity. The increasing intervals is where the graph increases from left to right. We always write the intervals using x values. We have increasing or decreasing intervals. So starting from an x value of 2, going all the way toward infinity, the graph is increasing. And we see that the graph is going up from left to right. And so that's why negative 2, x value towards infinity, is our increasing interval. Where is the graph decreasing? Well, the graph is going down from left to right, or the y value is getting smaller, starting at an x value of negative infinity all the way to an x value of 2. And we use parentheses because at 2 it changes from decreasing to increasing. So 2 is not included in the interval. The constant interval from this graph, there is none. There's no place where the graph is constant. So where does the graph hit the x-axis right here? The graph hits the x-axis right here, which is at 0, 0. And the graph hits the x-axis on the right here, which is the point 4, 0. And so the x-intercepts, we take the x-coordinates for the x-intercepts. So 0 is one of them, 4 is the other. For the y-intercept, we take the y-coordinate where it crosses the y-axis. So this is the y-axis right here. This is the y-axis. It crosses the y-axis at 0 right here. So therefore, our y-intercept is 0. Okay. And then let's just fill in some points. This is a review. So if 0 here, the number in parentheses, is the input, what's f of 0? What's the output? Well, we see that 0 goes with 0. So if 0 is the input, 0 is the output. At negative 2 right here, at negative 2, let's take a look. So if we go toward negative 2, let's erase some things so we can see what's happening carefully. Go 1 unit, 2 units. So if we go to negative 2 as the input, we got to go way up to the graph. It looks like maybe 10 is the output right here. So at this point on the graph, it's -2, 10. So 10 is the output. Let's make that a little more clear. And then if 2 is the input, for this last one, if 2 is the input, what's the output? It's this, -4. All right. The last thing you'll see in this problem is absolute min and absolute max. Those are not concepts we're going to study in this course. All right. Thanks for watching.